Fantastic. Hey, everybody. I'm having some fun just making a live stream. I got challenged recently to make a live stream for 15 minutes and go into some particulars on different areas of the church and just make sure that things are communicated well. One of the things you learn as a leader is that you need to communicate things again and again. One guy says that one guy says that CEOs really should be CROs, chief reminding officers. And I don't consider myself a CEO, but I do see the benefit of reminding people and reiterating and making sure that folks understand real clearly. And so I'm going to talk today about our New Horizons capital campaign. And maybe you're not a part of a church, but you just want to see how we operate things around here. Maybe you heard about it, but you didn't know if you wanted to be engaged. Maybe you're already engaged, but you want to learn more. And so it hasn't changed, but I'm going to share more deeply than I have in the past here on the live stream. If you have, I'm trying to get to where I can see the chat where you can go ahead and talk back to me. Go ahead and leave comments and such. And if I can't do it right away during the live stream, I'll circle back and respond to those chats myself afterwards. But I want to share what the New Horizons results are, what we want to accomplish, what the particulars are of it, how we accomplished it through, because really it's already going, it's already launched, it's already successful. It's just a matter of working the system from here forward. How we did that with a team instead of one hero, because I don't want to be a hero. And I've got enough things I'm doing, so we gathered a team together, and it's always better when we can work with a team. And then what the future looks like once New Horizons is accomplished, because this isn't going to be a forever thing. It's just 36 months. So I'm just going to talk about that, get it on the record, share it out there. People can circle back to this. And I'm also just getting a little bit of practice communicating this way, and there will be other things. In the future, I plan to communicate why our church is different than other churches in the area. I plan on sharing how it is that we develop people, because that's one of the ways we're different, is we develop people instead of just entertaining them or things like that. How it is that we grow. Our church has been growing. Our church has been connecting to new people all the time. How is it that we do that? And we do that consistently with our biblical mission and things like that. So I'm just going to share here. I'm planning on taking about 15 minutes. I don't know how long it'll go, but if you're jumping in, that now you'll know. And the first thing to cover is why. Simon Sinek wrote that great book. He said, why? Start with why. And so the end results are that we want to increase our capacity for ministry. We have a philosophy around here of empowering people and equipping people so that they can do what the Bible says, go and make disciples. And they can be the ambassadors of Christ. I believe that every Christian is enabled, because we believe in the power of the Holy Ghost, the leading of the Holy Ghost. I believe that every Christian is able, if they're willing, they're able to go and make a difference in the world around them, and that we're supposed to. That we're not supposed to just sit saved as trophies on God's shelf or God's pews, but rather, instead, we're supposed to be a part of the harvest. That we're supposed to be some of those laborers that others have prayed for. And so we are wanting to increase the capacity of the church. We've been bumping up against some of our capacities. Our parking lot very often is full. Our children's ministry has been full. And then our room, our main sanctuary room at times has been quite full. And so we want to increase our capacity for ministry. It's not the capacity just to gather people together. That's kind of a vanity metric. But our capacity to create change, our capacity to advance people, our capacity to disciple and develop. And so the underlying principles, the underlying philosophy is that we're here to develop people. And if we expect people to go on and minister, to share what they've freely received, be that spiritual power and prayer, be that biblical truth, they're going to teach a Bible study, things like that, even just their friendship and hospitality, we want to make the church, instead of the center of a top-down organization, we want to give the church to the membership of the church. And so one of the key things was making more room and making more usable rooms so that members can use the church building to host a Bible study, to host a community celebration, to meet people for prayer or counseling, things like that. And so moving some things around, improving the building in different ways is going to help with that. That's the end results that we're hoping to accomplish. And I'll share what the particulars are here, the plan just below here. We'll get into that next. But to accomplish all of those particulars, New Horizons is going to need to raise $156,000, we estimate. Now, some things are coming together already that are lowering costs, which is exciting, and we may not need to go the whole 36 months. And so our team decided that 36 months was a very manageable amount of time to raise this amount of money, to call on people to give over that period. And so we committed to 36 months. It's not a forever thing. It's not a perpetual program. 36 months, we believe that we can both raise the money and put it to work and create those capacities that we were talking about. And I'm really excited. It's already going really well. We've already raised well over 20,000 and applied it. And things are trucking along, and it's a matter of working the process. I was in Indiana with one of the ministers from Calvary, and I shared with him, right now is a challenging season for me personally because I'm a person who wants to go and invent and create new things and charge the next hill. And right now, a lot of things are going really good, and I got to be careful not to invent new things that are going to mess up the good things that are going on right now. It's a challenging season for me, but thank God that what he's inspired and what the team has gathered around is already working, and little Derek needs to just calm down and stop inventing new things, or at least go somewhere else to invent new things instead of in the church. And so the end results are increased capacity, space for our members to do ministry, and it looks like $156,000 applied over 36 months. And then the particulars are those, the 36 months and $156,000, and then also the plan. And so I'll just scroll down to this. The plan is, in no particular order here, and I'll actually put them in order as we talk, is to add an education building. We want to add a portable building to the property so that we have more classrooms for expanded children's ministries. We're ministering to youth, we're ministering to children, and in doing so, we're going to be able to open up the downstairs fellowship area, the area we use for meals and potlucks and trainings and things downstairs. We're going to be able to open that up more, double the size effectively, because of the hallway that goes around the current rooms that are there. We'll be able to move the children's ministry to a portable building outside with covered access to the building so they can use the restroom and things. And then we're going to be able to expand our commons area. And that area is going to be more useful for recovery ministry. 12-step program. It's going to be useful for group Bible studies. The youth group is going to enjoy using that. We want to set it up really nice. Like with cafe seating, 4 top tables, so a resource wall where people can pick up resources, and then kind of a self-checkout for snacks and drinks and those resources. And it's going to be really nice. If you've seen Calvary Tabernacle, what they've done with their common area, I think they call it the cafe, that was a big inspiration. And so an education building, commons area, LED sign at the road. Now this last week at our winter picnic, we had a really good contact with a young lady who works at a sign company. And so I'm going to follow up with that. And we're going to have to do permitting, and it's going to be a permanent sign, LED, web controlled, so that we have a color display that changes, because we're going to have so many different things that members are leading. So maybe a member leads a recovery ministry night. And so that night, the sign's going to say recovery ministry or whatever they name that. The next is going to be, maybe later that week, we're going to have a VBS, Jesus Day Camp, and so the sign's going to change to reflect that. Maybe in the future we have a church plant or another service that comes on, and so during that we'll have that displayed. And so we want to have an LED sign. We have 2,000 people that pass in front of our church every day. I sat down there and counted one day. And I didn't count to 1,000. There's a method you can follow to estimate traffic, but an LED sign to collect the community. A lot of people don't know that our building is a church. That's the truth. I'm in the community all the time. I tell them about the church, and they say, "Oh, that little blue building, I didn't know that was a church. It looks like a duplex." That's okay, but we want to be obvious that this is a place that's ready to support our community who are hungry and thirsty after righteousness. We're here, and we're going to teach you what the Bible says. We're going to support you in fellowship as you get everything that God has for you, and so an LED sign will help with that. Adaptable rooms. Now, we've almost accomplished this already. No, we have. We've accomplished this already. It's done. All the check marks are done. We're improving a few rooms that have been made adaptable, but that's the core of what I said earlier about making a room for our members' ministries to flourish. And so we've changed the access codes and such to be able to get into the building. There's now a double door that isolates the upstairs so the downstairs can be used. We don't have to worry about toddlers running up and tripping on wires on the platform or something like that. And so the rooms inside have been made adaptable. And we're improving rooms still that have been made adaptable, but different ones can reserve. And we already have a process for this on our members app on our phones. that app has a reserve a room button, and it's for members, and they can just share what it is they want to do, what time, what kind of resources they need, and then they can reserve a room for everything from a birthday party. Our family does our birthday parties at the church so that our network, our friends, get to come to the church. They know where it is. They have a good experience there, and they'll return. And we've had people return. Everything from birthday parties to Bible studies. You don't want to clean your house. They don't want to clean their house. Let's meet at the church and go and have a Bible study there. Maybe it's more central to you, whatever the case is. And so we wanted to make adaptable rooms. And you know what? I'm going to go over here and I'm going to grab the drawing marker, and I'm going to just go ahead and cross that off. We have won that. We have accomplished. Oh, oh no, and it's a live stream. Adaptable rooms. Okay, here it is. We'll just check that one off. Booyah. Next, a recording studio. So upstairs we have a fantastic reception room at the top of the stairs at the back of the sanctuary. We have a great room for receiving people, especially new people who want to talk to the pastor, things like that. And we want to outfit that with a recording setup. It's pretty close to being done. We've got a, what do they call it, a teleprompter monitor in there. We've got lav mics in there ready to go. We just need, we have a camera in there. We just need some microphones like this and a system that they could be put away and brought out. But a recording studio for recording testimonies. God's doing fantastic things all around our church. God's promoting people and advancing people and inspiring people, and I want to record those things. Also, our special speakers, ministers and missionaries who come in, I'd like to get a little bit more than just preaching from them, but also collect their testimonies and share. And so a recording studio built into the church in that room is going to be a part of this in the future. We have about 27,000, we do not have any longer. We had about $27,000 of debt from a lien on the building, a construction lien in the past. And we have already paid that down to below $10,000. It's $9,000 something right now. Great advancements made on this already. That's where a lot of the money initially has gone, because we want to knock that out over the next 36 months. That's going to decrease the interest payments we make. And so it's going to add to the to the main budget. And so that's going to add to the main budget. We're not going to have to pay the interest on that loan. And so that's really exciting. If anybody wants to go ahead and knock that out, feel free. But a little over $9,000 left on that debt there. So I'm really excited about that. I'll go ahead and draw on that too. Let's draw a little 9 here. You know what? That's not so bad for drawing with a mouse. All right. And then lastly, expanded parking. So we've improved our parking system. So that people are going one direction, less likely to run into each other, things like that. Hopefully safer for the children, although kids are still playing out there. We tried to get them to play in the side yard, and then it filled up with snow. But there is an area next to our church parking lot that we might be able to expand into if we get permission. I'm in the process of gathering community support to get that permission, and yeah, it's just something that we might be able to do, but it's going to cost money. If they say yes, then we need to clear the land of its trees and do it safely, because there's power lines around there. And then we need to compact that ground, level that ground, and then add gravel. And that'll be overflow parking for us, but also for anybody who uses the fire lake facilities and things like that. So this is the plan. And when this is done, we're going to have a building that has more square footage, that is more organized to the philosophy and the mission of the church, empowering members to make a difference. And we'll be able to do more things like record testimonies and communicate to the community better through the LED sign. So those are the particulars. Those are the things that we're going to be doing. I don't know how long I've taken on this live stream. The plan was 15 minutes. I want to talk about our awesome team, though. We gathered a team around this instead of me planning everything and saying, here's my vision and here's your part of my vision. Instead, I went to a team of people and said, I believe this is possible. Would you help? And they did. They are helping. Brother Fowler, a CPA in our church, is managing the money, keeping track of everything, making sure everything's transparent and clearly being applied correctly and such. Brother Pelletier, our associate pastor, Pastor Pelletier, is leading the spiritual emphasis, and so he is dedicating things as they get done. We're going to lead prayer meetings and dedicate those things. He's created a prayer plan so that people can support this plan, this campaign with prayer, and do it effectively and in unity. Rebecca Pelletier, his wife, Sister Pelletier, who's now our children's ministry director, is also the designer for this. And so she designed the logo you see up here, this logo here, font and all, and the other materials and such. And she did a great job with that. Mercedes is leading all of our events, our in-person events. So we had like a launch dinner, things like that. And so she's leading those. She's also planning fundraising events through the year. And so you'll see something from her here soon, a spring fundraising event to help us accomplish this faster and better. And the Seagraves, Paul and Stephanie, my parents, they are reaching out to the community for support. So they're spearheading things like grant writing, business solicitation, things like that. And so that we can gather support from the community also. And so that's our team. Our team is doing a fantastic job. Let me look and make sure I'm not missing anybody. I wrote these down. Fantastic. So that's our team. And so we all together decided the term, 36 months. We agreed on what should be accomplished. I was tasked with getting what we thought it was going to cost to do all of these things. And our team has been propelling it forward. We've been doing really, really good, and I'm so glad to have them. And that's how we do everything here. We don't do anything unless there's a team. We're not going to shoulder anybody with all of the weight of a burden of ministry or things like that. We want to have teams for everything. You get to spread around the kudos afterwards and the celebration afterwards, and that way when somebody meets a challenge, you're not meeting it alone. Jesus sent people out in teams, and Jesus built a team around himself. And so we do things as teams around here. Lastly, the future. I see a great future after this. In 36 months, and really I think less than 36 months, but in 36 months, if we work the whole plan, if we go the whole term, we're going to have a building that has more space. We're going to have space for our members to do their ministry. And in doing that, we're going to have more ministry happening. It's my vision, and it's shared by the team, that we would have ministry happening every day of the week, that people would be being developed as disciples of Jesus every day of the week, that there would just always be something happening at the church, that the church never is a dead spot, that the church never has dead time, but instead always the church is being used by a multiplicity of ministers, by lots of leaders. We want to expand and multiply and duplicate. And so we're creating a space that's conducive to that. Not every church space is conducive to that. Our church space wasn't really conducive to that. And so we made some changes. And I'm so grateful to everybody who's already given. There's lots of people that have committed also to give consistently over the term of 36 months. And I'm very grateful. Very, very grateful. I believe that we're going to do this and do it very well. I believe that we've taken a lot of pressure off of people. The way I saw fundraising done as a child growing up in church was they'd hold the room hostage, and it'd be a 4-hour long offering service. That might be an exaggeration. It felt that way when I was a kid. And they'd take up another offering if they didn't get what they needed. And they'd take up another offering or things like that. Or they would have this little group of wonderful women bake peanut brittle or do other food sales for 10 years. And it'd take way too long. And so 36 months, hopefully less, we're calling on people to make a consistent commitment to this. We've had people donate some large chunk sums, and of course that moves us along on the plan. But we're building a culture while we're building up the building. And this is all part of a similar philosophy, all part of being an apostolic church, a church that's led by the Spirit, a church that does things like the apostles did in teams, in empowering others, in entrusting ministry to people, and such as that. And so I'm expecting a great future. I expect also these spaces, as we create the capacity, as we make room for members' ministries, I anticipate, because I know the creative God that we serve, I anticipate there's going to be innovative ministries, and there's going to be great big things that come alive because we made room for them. And so I want to encourage you to be a part of this campaign. Of course, you can visit our website here, eagleriver.church. Right there is a campaign link. You can see a lot of the same information and some extra information and join in. But this isn't a fundraising. It's not a fundraising live stream. It's just information. I'm letting you know what it is we're doing because there were still some questions out there. So comment, your questions, comments, concerns. Go ahead and reach out. A lot of people have my number, shoot me a text, email, things like that. Let's gather around this. If you have further questions, if there's anything I didn't cover, if you want to know what's next, if you would like to share what you would like to see from me next, I'm going to be making more of these 15-minute or so live streams. And if there's something you're curious about in our church or things like that. God bless you guys, and I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day. And this was fun for me. I hope it was fun for you. You take care.